In this nitty-gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg at I Love Mahj. This is nitty-gritty basics, so we're going to play at I Love Mahj so that we can take it nice and slow and talk about high-risk sabotage. What I'm going to share with you is a great way for you to beat a better player. Basically, sabotage their hand. Now, this is if you feel that you're not going to be able to win. Of course, you want to play to win, but sometimes winning means not losing. So we're going to talk about that today. I want to say thank you so much for watching my videos, for being here with me, and for sharing about MAHJLIFE. Also, I want to say thank you to channel members. We have a new channel member, Barbara K. Welcome, and thank you for supporting MAHJLIFE. If you don't already know, that's Lucky saying welcome. All right, we're going to continue with the nitty-gritty format. That means no socialization today. Moderators, please help me with that. And thank you so much for moderating the chat. All right, let's get started. I got my screen ready to go. Let's see here, this one. All right, high-risk sabotage. So we're going to go through this short presentation, and then we're going to do gameplay with commentary at I Love Mahj. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, though, because some of these tactics are based on tells. And when you play online, you don't typically see much in the way of tells. So most of what I'm going to share, you'll be able to use when you play with people in person. So just keep that in mind as we go. And anytime there's a red flag with robots, I'll point out ways that you can sabotage their hand. So when you are playing, whether in person or online, beware of red flags, observe tells, choose tactics, and then take action. Timing is going to be critical with these tactics. So when the red flags, they can occur throughout the game, including the Charleston. During the Charleston, when any opponent passes blind, that is a red flag. So you want to pay special attention to what they're passing. So for example, you get a pass from each player once in each round, and then you have the optional across. So if a player stops or passes blind, remember which player did it, and in their next pass, make note of what they gave you. That can help you determine what category they're playing, or maybe what hand they're playing, if you remember their other passes. Also, if any player stops the Charleston, that is a red flag. So you want to be mindful of their discards and exposures, especially in the early and middle game. Any player who negotiates low is also going to be a red flag. During the play, which is after the Charleston, any post-exposure discard would be a red flag. Opponents making more than one exposure, especially early in the game. Opponents discarding jokers, and that typically occurs in the end game when people fold. But if people discard jokers in the early and middle game, that could indicate that they're playing a pair hand, or that they're waiting to win with a pair tile or maybe a single tile. So we're going to now talk about tells and how you can sabotage based on the tells. First of all, let's define a tell. It is a change in a player's behavior that can give clues to that player's viability of their hand. There may be verbal tells, so it's what you can hear coming from players. Physical tells, and this is what you can see in their body language and in their micro expressions. And there are also tile tells. And this is where they manipulate their tiles in such a way that can give you some information. Verbal, physical, and tile. These are the 3 types of tells when playing Mahjong. With sabotage, this is where you can deliberately destroy, disturb, or damage a category or hand that's being attempted by one of your opponents. With destruction, this is where you can, for example, you're in a place where you can pick or choose it, 1 or 2 categories, or maybe 1 or 2 hands, and you know your opponent is working in the same tiles. If you claim a discard and make an exposure that is going to impact their hand, you could potentially even destroy their hand, depending, of course, on how many exposures they have. To do this, though, you're going to need to be very mindful, and it's going to need to be done in a timely manner. So hopefully we'll have an example or a situation when we get to the gameplay with commentary on how to sabotage using destruction. There's also wastage. This is a deliberate action that involves discarding a joker or discarding a symbol tile that could have been used for a joker exchange. So you waste an opportunity by discarding a particular tile. That would be wastage. And then you can also do sabotage through inaction. And this would be a deliberate inaction that prevents an opponent's hand development. So for example, you could choose to play a hand where you are using the same tiles as your opponent and you keep them, you put them to use instead of discarding them. You use their needed tiles, or if you decide to fold, hold their tiles. That would be a form of inaction. When you get to the end game and you are picking and discarding tiles that could have impact that is going to result in, let's say, someone else winning the game, or maybe an opponent, you're going to help an opponent from further developing their hand. You want to be mindful of the level of risk with each pick from the wall. And we'll come back to this. So let's first, before we get to this, I want to just make sure that we don't have any questions. Does anybody have any questions about the different ways of sabotage, destruction, wastage, and inaction? And hopefully we'll be able to do some gameplay with robots where I can show those situations. And that also tells, which are going to be a bit challenging online. But those are all things that you can use to sabotage somebody's hand. You got to be very aware of what's happening at the table. Situational awareness, social intelligence come in strong with this particular strategy, sabotage. Let's go ahead and play, and then let's see if we can demonstrate some of them. So I am going to go back to my internet here and share my screen. And we'll come back to discard risk assessment later, because it is a little more advanced. I don't want to blow you away right now. We're going to just take it a little slower. So let's see, we're going to play up here, and let's first play in Charleston practice in the exercise room. They have some great exercises at I Love Mahj. One of them is Charleston practice, and feel free to play all of these. These are all ways to build your skills. Okay, so let's go to start exercise. We're going to just do a little bit of a calisthenic with Charleston practice. Okay, so here we go. We have a pair in here, 5-band pair. So there's a flower, 1, 4, 5, 9 in bams, pair 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 in cracks, 3, 6, 7, and dots. So if these were your tiles, what would you focus on? And what would be your, well, let's just start there. What would you focus on if these were your tiles? We're going to talk a little bit right now about hand development, because that's the focus of the Charleston, hand development. You want to transform this into something that you're going to be able to play once East discards that first tile. If these were my tiles, I would target the 5 band pair. So we're going to start there, 5 band pair. So I think we could maybe keep 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks pretty good to me. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7. We also have a 5, 6, 7 here. There's even a 4. And we're looking to support the 5. We could maybe do 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 2 crack, but no 3 crack. So I don't think I would go on the little side of 5. I'd go more on the middle side, 4, 5, 6, 7. Low. Yep. What does negotiating low mean? That means when some in the first, or I'm sorry, the first left and last right players have the potential to pass blind. That would be passing low. They're going to pass less than 3, so they pass blind. That's a red flag. Passing low and passing blind are synonymous. Good question, Andrea. Okay, so let's see. We also have a 3. We could do 3, 4, 5, 6, but we need to be able to pass defensively. So I would pass 1, 9, 2. Probably this 3 is going to go. I think 4, 5, 6, 7 looks pretty good. And I would not pick a hand, not yet. We have way too many ways to go. And each pass that we get in, hopefully we'll get keepers that'll get us to a point where we can maybe pick a hand. Okay, so we have an 8. We could do 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe. We do have a green dragon, which is not very helpful. Let's see. We have 4, 5 bam, 6, 7 dot. We have 4, 5, 6 mixed suit Kong. So we could maybe do, let's say, the third hand down or the second hand from the bottom in 2 suits or even 1 suit. I think what I would do to make this pass safer is let that 8 go with a 3. Hi, Wes. Okay, so we have 3, 4, 5 now. 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7 looks pretty strong to me. So that's what I would do. I'd focus on 4, 5, 6, 7 probably because we have 2 7s. So I would say 4, 5, 6, 7 will be the way to go. And here we have 2 7s. All right, so we have 2 pairs of 7s and a pair of 5s. Those don't really go together. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. We have 2 clear discards. I think what I would do is let the 4 crack go so we can keep going. We want to keep going. And this is where we don't know if our opponents are passing blind. So we can't really get any red flags out of here. When we play with robots, we'll be able to pick up on some red flags. Okay, so this is coming together a little bit. We've got 5, 6, 7 now building. 4, 5. We could do 4, 5 bam, 6, 7 crack. Pung, pung, kong, kong. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7. That would use 3 multiples. We could also maybe play the quint chow hand. 4, 5, 6 in bams with pungs of 7s. So I'd probably keep all the 7s and let the 6 dot go. Okay, no keepers here. I probably would not pass 2 1s. Maybe the 7 bam could go. I was thinking we could play like numbers with 7s, but I'd rather So yeah, I would rather play something that will use more multiples than just 2. I would want to play something that uses 3, which is why probably 4, 5, bam, 6, 7, crack. That's probably going to be the hand. Okay, there's another keeper, and we do have a pair of 1s here. So probably what I would do with that pung now, we have two 7s here, pair pung. Let's see here. I would probably pass 2 and break up the 1. So this would be a red flag because we're passing 1 short or 1 low. We're passing low. Okay, no keepers. So we have 4 discards with joker bait. Joker bait is when you keep an unneeded pair and you hold it until the middle of the game, discard 1, and then your opponent makes an exposure with a joker, maybe, and then on the next turn, you get the joker in exchange. So we could do 4, 5, 6 with pungs of 7s, 4 discards with joker bait. That would be one way to play this. Or we could do 4, 5, bam, 6, 7, crack, second hand from the bottom on the right, and then we would have 6 discards. So I think if this were my hand, I would play the chow hand and let these 4 go. 4, 5, 6 and bams with pungs of 7s. Okay, so now we're gonna play with robots and we'll see if we can feature or highlight red flags so that we can practice sabotage. And remember, sabotage, the 3 forms of sabotage are destruction, wastage, and inaction. And that typically happens during the play, not during the Charleston. So right now we want to focus on hand development and keep an eye open for the red flags, which are going to be passing blind and stopping the Charleston, or passing low, because when you are doing the optional across, you're not passing blind, you're just passing less than 3, which is passing low. Okay, so here we have a pung of 2s. We do have 2, 3, lots of 2, 3. So I would pass the east and then probably let go of the bigger numbers and focus on 2, 3 of some kind. We got big numbers, and here's a pair of 7s with a pung of 2s, and we actually have 2, 3. I would still focus on 2, 3, at least for a while. We do have some 6, 7, but a pung versus a pair, I'd go with the pung, because American Mah Jongg is a game of multiples. You want to leverage the strength of the multiple. So here's a 1 and another 1, 1, 2, 3. Anytime you're working with mixed suits in consecutive run, keep a range of 4 numbers around the multiple or around the strength of the hand. In this case, the 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the range. If we get any 4s, I would keep them. Even a 5, because you could do 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's pass one of each suit here. We've got a 3, and we have 3 tiles we can pass. We have all 1, 2, 3 in here. There are 1s. Okay, now we're going across, so we need to make a choice. We have 1 clear discard. We have 1, 2, 3 in cracks, 1, 2, 3 in dots, a 2, 3 in, bams and dots. 1, 2, 3, 2 ways, cracks and bams. And then we have 2, 3 in dots. We need 2 more discards. So one thing that I see in here is consecutive run concealed. 1, 2 crack, 1, 2 dot, or 1, 2 bam with a 3 dot. I think I would let the 2 dot go, and then I would make a choice in here, because these are all keepers right now. We could even maybe attempt the pair hand and let the joker go. I probably wouldn't do that though. I'd want to leverage the joker. So I would probably let one of the threes go, like maybe the 3 bam, and then focus on 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's see what happens here. Okay, we don't have keepers for those, and I would keep still the 2, 3. So we're gonna keep these tiles as long as we can. Okay, there's another 3 and a 4. So I would just reassess. We have 1, 2, 3 in cracks, 1, 2 in bams, 2, 3, 4 in dots. I think I would still focus on 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 dot. Even though we have a pair of 2s in the dots, we could maybe use that for joker bait. So I would just pull that to the side and then pass fully 3, 4, 3, 4, 7. We have 1, 2 bam, 1, 2 crack, 3 dot pair. We've got our pair. All we need to do is build the 1, 2, 1, 2 for concealed consecutive. So let's go ahead and pass 3. And no red flags here. Okay, so we ended up with a hand with no gaps, 3 discards, and a pair we don't need. That's joker bait. Let's see if we can get a joker out of that. So let's start by discarding the dragon. We're focused on the concealed consecutive hand. And we're going to keep an eye out for red flags. The red flag in the begin game, the first, let's say 5 picks, so like around the first 20 tiles in the wall, the red flags would be any exposures, especially exposures with jokers, because they would be willing to risk losing a joker in the begin game. That's pretty risky. So let's see what happens. Okay, there's a flower. Let's see, with our tiles, 1, 2, 3, 1, we actually do have a hand in here that we could play 1 crack. Let's see, it would be, we have 2 dot pair, 3 dot pair. So it would be 1 bam, 2 crack, 3 dot. Or 1 crack, 2 bam, 3 dot. Still, we don't need this 2 bam or 2 dot pair. I would just hold it for a little while. Don't need wins. Okay, we can let a red go. Nobody wants red dragon. That's our tile, but we're probably playing concealed. Another flower. There's a 4. I would hold it. Let's just put this in order for a minute. So we have 2, 3, 4 in one suit, 1, 2, 1, 2. I still say the concealed hand is our strongest option. So there's 4, let me see, 1, 2, 3 flowers out. There's a 4 dot, another pair, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. 3 flowers are out. Either way, we have 2 pair we're not going to be able to use. I think with 3 flowers out, I'd let the flower go. 8. Probably the 2 and 4 will go. I would still probably play 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 for now. 9. Now that could change with any pick. Like if we get a 1 dot or a 4 or 5 dot, I would maybe reconsider. Okay, so now we're in the middle game and our opponent to the right has a pure Kong. So that's not a red flag per se, but it is something to be mindful of. 6, 5, call. There's an exposure with a joker, so they're risking a joker here. Okay, there's another 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. I think what I would do here is let the 4 dot go. If we get the 1 dot, I would consider maybe playing that 1-2 pair hand, third one down under singles and pairs. We got a 3 dot pair now, or pung. 3 dot pung, 2, 3. We let a 4 dot go. I would let it go. It's not going to be useful to us. I would consider maybe playing 1, 2, 3 and cracks and dots to leverage that pung. I'd probably not consider at this point the pair hand. Okay, let's let the 8 go. Okay, now here's a joker exchange opportunity for us. We're at the midpoint right now. And I would take it. I would actually take it here and play 1, 2, 3, fourth hand down, single pair Kong, double run. Okay, so no jokers are up for grabs right now. We have joker bait with our 1 bam. So on our next pick, we'll let this go. Maybe Agata, the player to our left, will take it with a joker. Okay, let's see if they take it. No. Okay, now that is a pair for us. If we're playing the fourth hand down, single pair Kong. Now 2 crack. Oh, you know what? We can't do that. Look, all the 2 cracks are out. Okay, so let's reassess. We may need to just fold and block. So we have 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 dot. Trying to think if there's anything else we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. I don't think so. I would just let it go. The 2 cracks killed our hand. Okay, now here's a way we may be able to get out of this. Let's see, we could maybe switch to a 2, 3. How many 4 bams are out? 1, 2, 3. So all the 4 bams are out. Let's just keep going. I'm thinking we could maybe let the 1 go. 1 crack, here it is. Nobody wanted it. All right, let's let the dragon go. I'm thinking we probably are just going to fold. Now we could maybe pull off 1, 2, 3, 1 suit Kongs. 1, 2, 3, 1 suit Kongs. And this is because our 2 cracks went down. We were going to maybe do the 4th hand down or the concealed hand. We need a 1 dot, right? Oh, there's a Mahjong. Okay. Oh man, that was rough. Here, our opponent to our left had 1 dot. Our opponent across from us has 2, 3, 4, 5 of some kind going on. Oh, east and west with 5, 6. They had our tiles in there, 2, 3, 4. So we had some challenging crossover in here. All right, let's play again and see what we can do with these tiles here. We have a pair of white dragons. That's where I would start if this were my hand. I'm thinking we could maybe do something consecutive with that opposite dragon. Second hand down under consecutive run. We have 1 through 5. We could maybe even do a year hand of some kind. Maybe we can, well, with a pair of white dragons, we really don't need a west. We need to be able to pass. I'm thinking 1 through 5 with or without the dragon. There's a 5. All right, now let's let these 3 go. 6, 7, 9. Here's a 1 and a 5. We have 2 tiles to pass. This is going to be a little risky. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. I don't think I would pass 2 dragons. I would pass low. So I would pass blind, synonymous there. either low, blind, what have you. Blind is the term in American Mah Jongg, passing blind. And I would, because I don't want to pass 2 dragons. Okay, and now we could piece them out. I would focus on 1 through 5 and keep. They're going to still get another dragon, but at least they didn't get it in one pass. Okay, so now we have 2, 8, 9. I would focus in 1 suit. And we have tiles we can pass. It looks like that green dragon is making its way around. Okay, so here's an interesting development. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, or 1 through 5. Either way, we can leverage these tiles. We have 2 discards and both are dragons. I wouldn't do that. I would pass 1. If anybody ever wants to pass you 1 tile, decline. Okay, we have 2 discards and 2 hands with no gaps. We could play the first hand under consecutive run, 1 through 5, or we can play 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, first hand under odds. So let's see how this goes. I would let this, flower. That's not a flower, that's a dragon. Okay, so let's just look at what we have here. 9 crack. We could potentially take that for a pung, but I don't think I would right now because we need at least 1 of 2 pair in here. Otherwise, we could paint ourselves into a corner. We need 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 if we play that first hand, and we have 1, 3, and 1, 7. Since this is the first 9, I would let it go and see if we can get a 3 or a 7 before we commit to that first hand. Okay, there's a pung of 3s, and they threw an 8. This is just chaff. They didn't need that. That was probably an extra tile from the Charleston. Okay, so we have a pure Kong of flowers. There's another flower, and I would not keep that. We have 2 strong hands. I'd let the flower go. Here, this is where we could pung, and a pung would work for both hands. The first hand under consecutive run and the first hand under odds. So I'd go ahead and call it for a pung. So now we're just gonna see what happens. We need pairs in here before we do anything else. And then whatever we get, that's what we'll focus on. If we get a 2 or a 4, we'll play consecutive run. If we get a 3 or a 7, we'll focus on odds. Wrong. See. Okay, there's a pung with a joker. And we're still in the begin game by 1 pick. So that might, you might think that's a bit of a red flag. I would say that they probably know what hand they're playing. That would be the indicator to me. And we're still in between hands, so they're probably ahead of us as far as hand development. Okay, we're looking for, okay, there's one of our pair tiles, potentially. Nobody took it. 5 dots, need that. Okay, we got the 3. So now I would play the odd hand and let the 2, 4 go. So the 3 for 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 would be one of our pair. We can pung or Kong and be ready on the 7. Let's let the 2 crack go. So we have 1 of 2 pair in our hand. So we're good now to call. Oh, and then we get the 2. Yeah. I think it was 6 1, half dozen the other. Okay, we're in the midpoint of the game. We need to swap out this 4. There are no 4 cracks out yet. There's a keeper. Okay, we're ready to win on a 7 crack. We just use these jokers to help us with the 5 and the 9. So we're ready to win on a 7 crack. And we're at 50 tiles remaining, which is a pretty good place to be right now. That's not to say that we're a shoe-in. It's not a guarantee, but I'd say it's likely that we'll win. Now, here's something to think about. We could pung here, and then we would discard a joker. That would be a red flag. We don't want to do that. If we're playing in person, if you were to pung and then discard a joker, that's going to tell your opponents exactly what you need to win. Because the only reason we would throw a joker at this point with what we have is because we're waiting on a pair. So we're not going to take that. We're going to play as if we're with people, with humans. And in a game with humans, even though it would be nice to go for a pure hand, I would not, because I would not want to throw a red flag. That would result in scrutiny, and people would be able to perhaps fold and block, and then we couldn't win at all. Here, we have 1 exposure, so nobody knows what we're playing right now. So we would stay semi-stealth mode. Now, our opponent across from us has a pung of 7s. They might have our 7 crack. So to our right, 2, 3 Kongs. So they need a 4 crack Kong. It was good that we got rid of that 4 crack. And I'm thinking they need a 4 crack because the 1 cracks are out. They're playing that mixed suit Kong hand. 3rd hand down on the right. There's 4 flowers out in an exposure, and 1, 2, 3. That's 7 tiles. That's 7 flowers. I don't think they can win. Could they be doing something else here with a 2, 3? Kong, Kong. 2, 3, Kong, Kong. I don't think they can finish their hand. Oh, you know what they could be playing? 3rd hand down under Winds and Dragons. North and South with offsuit Kongs, or East and West with offsuit Kongs, and those are hands of least resistance. You cannot disqualify a player with one of those hands because they can use jokers. So let's just keep going. We know they don't need our 7 crack. And to our left, Agata, we don't know what they're playing yet. Oh, and by the way, East and West are out. So my guess is they're playing North and South. There are 2 Easts out and 3 Wests. There's 1 South and 1 North. So they're playing North and South. Okay. Since all the 9 cracks are out, 2 9 cracks are out, we are not going to get a pure hand. So here is where we are going to use, this would be, I suppose, inaction, because we're going to keep a joker and discard a pure tile so that we're not throwing a red flag. That would be inaction because we did not discard a joker. Discarding a joker would be a red flag, and everybody would be trying to figure out what we need to win, because that would be the only reason to throw a joker. We could be folding. That's another reason, actually. So we're still waiting on a 7 crack. Finally, we have an exposure over here by Agata. Okay, there's our win right there. 7 crack. Okay, we got it. Mahjong. So to our right, west, north, and south with 2, 3. Across from us, they did not have our 7 crack. They're doing 6, 7, 8, 9. I thought maybe they were doing like numbers. And then to our left, they're doing a year hand. Okay, so, oh, thank you. Let's play again. All right, now we have a wide spread. This is when you have no multiples. So you want to look for the predominant pattern, which will be one of the categories on the card, wherever you can use most of your tiles. So we do have 2, 4, 6, but no 8. So I wouldn't play evens. We don't have any white dragons. I wouldn't play a year hand. We have east and west, which is half of news. So I might consider like numbers. We have 2 4s, 2 6s, and 2 9s. We might be able to do a 3 6 9 in here. 3 6 9 or like numbers. So I would probably, oops, we want that. I would probably hold 3 6 9 because that's what we have the most of. We could maybe do like numbers with 4s. I would let the 1 and the 2 go. Now we have to make a choice. We have to let something go. I probably would focus on 3 6 9 if this were my hand, and we could still play east or wins with 9s or 6s. So I would let the 4 bam go. So we're doing one of each suit. Okay, we got a 6. That's a multiple. Our first multiple there. We have 4, 5. Let's just put these in order for a minute. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 6 bam pair. 6 bam pair. We could do like numbers with 6s. We could maybe do, we do have a chow here. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. 6 and pungs of 6s with 5 flowers. It's not strong. I think I would let the 9 dot go, and then I would let something else in here go. We have 3 6 9 right now in cracks and a pair of 6 bams. Let's let the 5 crack go. This is a little bit risky, but we got to focus on our own hand first. Here's 2 pairs of 6s now. Let's just put this in order. We have a lot of 3 6 9. 2 pairs of 6s. We're halfway to news. We have 3 6 9 in cracks. 1 flower, 6 bam pair. We could maybe try for the second hand down under 3 6 9. We need to pass though. Let's see. I think I would let the 4 go. And the 3 bam here. We could maybe play the first hand, 3 6 bam, 6 9 crack. Let's play 3 6 9 and pass fully. Okay, we got the 6 dot and a 9 crack. So that worked out really well. 3 6 9, single pair pung, then pungs of 6s. No gaps for the second hand down. We can keep going. Okay, no keepers. Even though we have a 9 bam here, we have a hand with no gaps. So I would keep it going. Now here, I probably would not pass like numbers. Let's just see for a second though. We're actually set. We could pung the 9 crack, pung the 6 bam, pung the 6 dot, and be ready on a flower. I still don't think I would pass like numbers. With a 3, 3 4 4, that would be very, very risky. Okay, so now though, I would risk passing all 3 of these. We don't even know, we wouldn't even know what suit they're playing there. I would rather try to get a keeper. So now we're set. We have 3 discards. I'd say we're a front runner on this hand. Now here is a player who punged with the first discard, a pung with a joker. So they are playing aggressively or assertively. So I would be concerned in person that they have a well-developed hand. That would be the only reason why I would make that kind of an exposure this early in the game. So we need to keep an eye on them. And we're probably going to follow suit. We could pung. We need a pair of flowers. Okay, so somebody just got a joker. They got their own joker. Okay, so 4-bam was just thrown. We got a 3 crack, but we don't need it. We just need a single there for the second hand down. Okay, there's another exposure with 2 jokers this time. That's very aggressive. It looks like they're playing either like numbers with 4s or a year hand. First year hand or like numbers with 4s and dragons. Let's let the 1 go. That's a pung for us. Okay, we don't need that 3. Okay, they did not take the 2 dot, so that means they need 2 bam for the first hand, or they're playing like numbers with 4s. And if they are, they may be quaking in their boots because there are 2 4 bams out and a 4 dot. Okay, there's a pung with 1 joker. Here's our tile, and I would take it because we have an aggressive player at the table. So we're going to push. Okay. Oh, someone got our joker. Wes, the player to our right. Okay, let's see if they pung. Yep. Okay, so they're playing the first year hand. They need a 2 crack. Kong. Joker exchange. Okay, we're going to win on a flower. And there are 3 flowers out. And I don't remember who discarded them, but we know Agata would discard a flower. We don't know about Joe, and we don't know about Wes yet. We should see a flower soon. Okay, so at the moment we have 1, 2, 3 flowers visible plus ours. That's 4. So there's 4 more. And I think 2 of these players is not using flowers. Okay, now here, this again would be a place where we would discard a natural tile so that we don't throw a red flag at the table. There it is. Mahjong. So we have uh we have 369 second hand down, and we used inaction really as a way to not throw a red flag. It looks like Joe Curtis across from us, ready to win on a 5 dot. And then to our right, 1 3 3 5 gap hand, no 3 crack. To our left, they have one discard. They needed a 2. That joker is with their 4, so they were not ready to call anything. Okay, so let's see. Let's play again. Okay, now we have jokers and a pair of 5s and a pair of white dragons. So whatever we do, we're going to leverage those multiples. If you have a pair, pung, or even a kong, whatever, a multiple, target them. Start there. Let that drive the hand. So whatever we do, we're going to use the 5 dot and the white dragon for now. It could change, but that is the strongest, that has the strongest potential. So I would hold 2, 3, 4. And with a pair of 5 dots and a pair of white dragons, we don't need wins. So I would break them out and pass 1, 7. So we're going to look at 2, 3, 4, 5 dragon, probably the 5th hand down under consecutive run, but it's a little weak with our pairs. We need at least one of these paired up before I would commit to that particular hand. I would even consider switching to a year hand and letting the 5 dots go. So let's just see what comes in. We didn't get any keepers here, so I would pass 7, 9 south. No keepers, but we do have a pair in here that developed, but this is much stronger. 5 dragon corresponding, that's much stronger than this 8, which has nothing to support it. So I would just break it up and pass 3, 4. And then we get 8s. Okay, now let's see. We're going to keep going, but we're going to have to pass like numbers. And I would, in order to continue the Charleston. It's a little bit risky. And we just gave them an 8 crack. Let's just hope that they're passing it forward. Here's the 8 crack from somebody else. And here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 1 in there. Here's an option with a 6. So we can't keep it all. Let's see. I would let the 1 go because we could do 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6. To keep this as low risk as possible, I would probably let the 6 go. We could do a 1, 2, but that would be a little more risky than a 1, 6. Okay, and now we can, looks like nobody wanted the 8s. Okay, so there's an 8 with a 2. We could pass 3. Okay, we got the 6 back. So now we have an option. We can do 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have a pair of dragons. We have 1 discard with joker bait. Now it seemed that nobody wanted the 8 crack that was going around. So that probably is not going to be good joker bait. We got a keeper. And I would not call that yet. I would not call that until we, let's see, hold on. We actually could call that because if we do 3, 4, 5, 6, we have one of our pair, 4 dot. To expedite hand development, I would take it. And that would be a red flag, but we have the strength to support it. We could pung the 5, Kong the white, and be ready on a 3. I'm hoping we'll draw more so we can stay stealth mode or semi-stealth since we have 1 exposure. So this would be a red flag to anybody paying attention. And it just means that we have a well-developed hand in order to take that kind of risk. I hope this is making sense to everybody. And that you find it helpful. I would love to get some keepers in here. We need to swap out these 8s. Nobody wants them. So it looks like nobody wanted the 8s that we gave up in a very risky fashion. We got a keeper. Okay, there's a pung, pure pung, 80 tiles remaining. We just entered the middle game. That's a pair for us, so we're going to sit tight. Joker exchange, and we're ready to win on a 3 dot. 74 tiles remaining. That's the power of targeting multiples and letting multiples drive the hand. Quick hand development if you focus on multiples. No 3 dots are out yet. Okay, now here we do have a joker that we could discard, and I would at this point, because we have an exposure, only one. Nobody knows what we're playing, and we're ready to win. If we throw a joker, this could be, there's no way for anyone to figure out what we need. Let's see, there's something else we could do though. No. I was thinking we could maybe play the pung pung kong kong hand, but that's a pung. We're already committed there. I think I would go ahead and throw the joker. They wouldn't be able to tell what we're playing here. This is one reason why it's not ideal to be waiting to win on a pair tile. Can't use jokers. Now, though, we have the potential for a pure hand. If a white dragon goes down, I would consider calling it. We're at 51 tiles remaining. There's our win. Mahjong. 3, 4, 5, 6. Kong, 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 kong. We have one joker. This is fine. Oh, look at the player to our left had our 3s. So we got lucky. We picked our winning tile from the wall. That is where the luck is in the game, picking from the wall. That's it. Everything else is based on skill. Skill, situational awareness, and social intelligence, and of course, critical thinking. So, oh, thank you for the kudos there. We have like numbers with 7s across from us and north and south with 5, 6. They have only one discard there. So there were other front runners at the table here. Okay, now we have 2 jokers and 2 flowers. Whatever we do, we're going to use those. We have 1 wind and 1 dragon. And then we have 2, 4, 7, 8, 9 in cracks, 4, 5, 7 in dots. Okay, so 3, 3 in the last hand didn't need to be 3s, but any 3, 6, 9. Let's see. We just played 2, 3, 4, 5. In the hand previous to that, we played 3, 6, 9, and the double pungs, the like pungs, needed to be either 3s, 6s, or 9s. Second hand down, we had 6s, but yes, they have to be like numbers. Like pungs, it says in parentheses. Is that what you're talking about? We played the second hand down. Andrea, you might be behind in the video, the live stream. Look at the little dot under the video and drag it fully to the right, because I think you might be a hand behind us. Okay, so we have, let's see, could have thrown the 5 and used the joker instead. Could you have thrown the 5 and used the joker instead? Use the joker, you mean discarded the joker? I was trying to get to a pure hand. in that particular case, because we had only one exposure and they wouldn't be able to figure out what we were playing. So I was trying to see if we could get to a pure hand. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, Tracy. Okay, let's focus on, let's see, this hand here. We have 2 4s and 2 7s, 7, 8, 9. I think I would let the 2 go with a dragon and a 4. Focus on 5, 7, 9 or 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we have wins. I would hold them. That's our first multiple, the East paired up. So I think what I would do is let the 5 dot go. We have 7, 8, 9 with a pair of flowers or wins. Okay, now we have all the 7s. I think I would hold all the 7s here. And then maybe with news. Oh, we got 9s and 8s. Okay, let's resort here. Okay, we should continue. We have 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 7, 9. Without West and South, this pair of East has no value to us at all. We have 3 7s, 2 8s, and 2 9s. So I would focus on 7s. There's a West. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9. We almost have news. I would still focus on 7s. Okay, let's see. Here's a West. 1. Seems like 8s keep coming in, but no 7s. 7. Let's let one of the 7s go. Okay, 8. I was wondering if 8s were going to come back. So let's pass fully. 3. Which hand are you trying for? If you're current up to our in the live stream, we're trying for probably like numbers with 8s and news. Like numbers with 8s and news. I don't know where you are in the live stream. You might be behind. Look for the red dot at the bottom of the video and drag it to the right. Drag it to the far right. Oh, I was hoping we would get 8s. But we're in a good position here. We need one good pick and we'll be set for like numbers with 8s and news. This would be the third hand down under any like numbers. So we have only 3 discards. We have a really good chance to win. I would say we're a front runner. There's a South. So now we have news. That's equivalent to a Kong. These are not, this is not a Kong, because a Kong is 4 identical tiles. This is equivalent to a Kong in shape. 4, it's a block of 4. That's strength. So we're going to leverage it. We need one good pick. If an 8 goes down, I would call. Okay, now here's an exposure with a joker. They're risking that joker in the early game, so I would call that a red flag. So we want to be mindful of their exposures. Oh, there's joker 8. Don't need a 2. Okay, we have a 2-3 pung pung. 2-3 pung pung. Now they could be playing the second hand down with dragons under consecutive run, but they could also be playing the second hand from the bottom, either in one suit or mixed suits. So we're gonna see they have 2, 3, and they discarded a 9. So that probably is just left over. That's kind of a weird discard. Let's see if they take this. Oh, no, no. It would be 2, 3, 4, 5. So they don't need that. Let's Kong. Okay, nobody wanted R5. I was okay with risking that because we're one away from ready. We can take on that risk because of the hand development, the progress that we made during the Charleston warranted that kind of a risk. Okay, now we have 4 jokers up for grabs. And we got one. Well, we picked one. So we're ready to win on an 8 bam. South. I don't think anyone wants this. With this many jokers up, we have a really good chance. We got our win. Mahjong. Okay, now let's see what our opponents are doing. So to the right, west, 2, 3, 4, 5, Kong, 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 Kong. One suit. 2, 3, 4, 5. And they risked jokers early. We also did. So they were a front runner. They're ready to win on a 4 crack over there. No, no, no. What do they have there? Oh, they have 1 discard, so they're not ready to win. Across from us, they're playing a gap hand. They have no 4 or no 8. No, no, no. 4, 5, 6, 7. They're not playing a gap hand, but it's weak. They're ready to pung and Kong, but they needed a 7 dot in there. I'd say that they were probably a front runner too. They only have 2 discards, so they're okay. They're set actually, but they'd be waiting on a pair, which is not ideal. To the left, they're playing multiplication, 4 crack, 6 bam, 2, 4. Multiplication under evens. They have 4 discards. So they're an underdog there. Okay, let's see. Yes, that was your question. 3s could be 6s. Yes. Okay, so let's play again. All right, now we have a pair of flowers and then a wide spread. Anytime you have a wide spread, you've got to look for the predominant pattern and play a category that will use most of your tiles. And one way you can figure that out is to check for like numbers. The like numbers we have here are 5s and 9s. 5s and 9s are odd, so I would probably either play like numbers with 5s or 9s, or maybe play big odds. So I would hold 5s and 9s. We might be able to switch to big odds. Let's see here. I would probably let those 2 go first. And then we do have 1, 3 little odd potential in here, but we have a pair of flowers. And with the pair of flowers, the only way we could use them would be to play the 3rd hand down or the 5th hand down. And we really don't have the right tiles for this. So I would not focus there. And I would not pass 2 dragons either. I would probably give up on that 1 dot. Okay, so we have a south pair souths now. Let's see. I would do the dragon, the 1 and the 3 here. We don't know what hand we're playing yet. Here's our first multiple with number tiles. So I'd probably focus on like numbers with 9s. Pass 1 of each suit. We might be able to do a 3, 6, 9 hand of some kind. I would hold the 3 and keep going. Let's pass 1, 8, dragon. Maybe even let the 5 go instead. So we're not passing a 1 dot with a corresponding dragon. Okay, here's a 6. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2. We really don't need 2 souths with a pair of flowers here. Although we could maybe play maybe we could do that, or maybe even that, and focus on nines. Let's see, west, south. Here we go, east, south, oops, south, get over there. Okay, 2, 1 can go. We have east, west, south, no north. That is a gap. That is a pair gap. So I wouldn't consider playing the fourth hand down until we get a north. I think I would rather focus on like numbers with nines and news. Even though we have no north, that's a single. We got another 9. I would pass 2. I think I would do 2, because we could still maybe play the concealed hand, use jokers for the missing north. Not ideal. All right, we've got 2 discards and 3 potential hands. We could play like numbers with nines and news, third hand down. We could maybe play the first like number hand with nines. We could play the fourth hand down under wins, or we could play the concealed hand with news and nines. So we're in between. So until we pick a hand, we're an underdog. That's our tile, but we can't call it. I should have let the 4 go. Here's another 9. We can't call anything. I would let these dragons go. No dragons. There goes another 9. Second one. Here's an east. I'd probably let that go. We're not calling anything because we've got a gap. Unless we had jokers, I probably would just keep gathering. I wouldn't call that. There's a 9. We're good. I was hoping they would Kong with jokers. 4, 5 Kongs. A south. What? We got a Kong here. What in the world? There's a 9 crack out. I was thinking we could maybe push a quint, but we would need to dedicate a joker already, and we have no jokers at all. I think that we have more potential for the concealed news hand than we would a quint. We got the north. Okay, so now we make a choice. We could play the first news hand and we have no gaps there. I think that's what I would do, because we'd have to throw away a pair and break up a pair to play nines with news, and there's already a 9 crack out and a 9 bam. I think I would play all wins and let the nines go, play the second or fourth hand down under wins, now that we have no gaps. Okay, Agatha got a joker. That is a pung for us. Since we have our pair of flowers, let's call it. So we're in a bit of a predicament because we need a north pair. But if we get a good pick in here, we'll be okay. There is a joker up for grabs here. Are both of those up for grabs? We got the north. All right, now we just have one weakness with our west, and we can use jokers. Call. There's a joker up for grabs. We need that, but we're not ready. We can recover with a joker right now. Okay, we're ready on a west. So now there's one west out. Now I think somebody else here is playing wins. We may need a joker here. The player to our left, I think, could be in wins because there's only two out. The player across from us and the player to our right, they don't need wins, which means they'll discard them, by the way. 8 2 7. Oh, we don't need a north. We're ready to win on a west. There it is. Mahjong. Woo! We got Mahjong. So let's see. To our left, they're playing. I have no clue what they're doing. I think they're trying for a quint. 4-6 west quint. Because they have multiples that don't go together at all. Across from us, they're ready to win. Ready to win on a triple weight. No. They had 4-5 and cracks out. They're ready to win on a double weight. 2-3 dot. Over to our right, ready to win on, let's see, they had a Kong of 8s out. So they had a double weight. Oh, no, they had 6s and 8s out. So they were waiting on a 7 dot, multiple weight there. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Okay, so now we have Joker West 5-6-9 band pair, 5 crack pair, 6-7-8 in cracks, 2-5 in dots. We have pair 9, pair 5. So I would focus on 5, probably big odds. 5, 7, 9. That would allow us to leverage both of those multiples, but I would hold 5s too, maybe even the 6s. 5, 6, 7. We even have 5, 6, 7, 8 there. We have 2 clear discards. So now I would let something go, sacrifice something. We're going to sacrifice. So we have 5, 6, 9, 5 dot. I think the 5 dot can go. We could do 5, 7 crack, 5, 6, 7, 8, pung, pung, kong, kong. Let's just see what comes in. We got a 6 crack and a 9 crack. North can go. We have 5 through 9, no gaps, first hand, and we have one of the pair in there. I would focus on that actually, and I would break up the 9 and let a 5 go probably here. Focus on 5 through 9. Okay, no keepers. 8 with, let's say, a 6. We have 5, 6. I think I would hold that 8. We could maybe get a 7 dot, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's a 6. And we have, oh, Agata. Agata stopped the Charleston. Here's a dragon. We might be able to use that for the 5th hand down under consecutive run. So we have 3 clear discards, and I would let those go. Oh, here's where you can see how many they're passing. Agata is passing low. So that's a red flag right there. Okay, we have 3 discards and 2 hands with no gaps. Really 4 discards probably either way. So let's just see what happens. I think I would probably focus on the second hand from the bottom on the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pung, pung, kong, kong. Oh, there's the 7, 7, 8. So we could do 5, 6, 7, 8 in 2 suits, maybe. So I would hold those. We'll still hold on to that dragon for a little bit.
Sure.
Okay, there's a pung, no jokers.
No. 5.
Hello, Jingles. We would need to pung that if we're going to commit to 5 through 9, 1 suit, first hand under consecutive run. But since we have a pung of 6s, I would let it go. We could play 5, 6, 7, 8, pung, pung, kong, kong. Or we could play 5, 6, 7 dragon, but again, we'd have to let the 6 crack go, so probably not. Okay, that would be a pung for us probably, so I would not call that. Ear tile. We can tuck that back in. I would hold it for a little while. Okay, we have another pure pung. We're in the middle game now. Okay, now we have a second exposure, Kong with a joker, and this is very revealing. The only thing they could be playing, well, they could be playing one of 2 things. Little odds, 1, 3, 3, 5, second hand down. There's a 1 dot out. That's it for there, but they could also be playing like numbers with 3s. So 3 crack is going to be risky. Flowers are going to be risky. 1.5 or 1 bam 5 dot will also be risky for this player on the left. And they negotiated low in the Charleston. So they are likely a front runner at the table. So we want to look for opportunities to sabotage. There's a 7 dot pair. So I would switch to 5, 6, 7, 8 probably. And of course there's an 8 dot. We need that, but we're not ready for it. Oh, 9 crack came in for us. Okay, well, we can consider it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 crack, none are out yet. That would need to be a pair for the first hand. This is where we might see what hand they're playing on the left. They got Mah Jongg. That was very risky, Joe. They had, well, they threw, okay, let's just look at this for a minute. They threw a 5 dot. They have north-south 4 bam pair. They could have sabotaged their hand by leveraging or keeping the 5 dot and playing 4 bam 5 dot Kong for their north and south with Kongs. They're playing north and south with Kongs with the 3 crack, but they could have used the 5 dot instead and sabotaged this hand. Instead, they've discarded it and they won. That would have been a sabotage move had they been aware. Anyhow, okay, to our left, 6, 7, 8, 9, pung, pung, kong, kong. They have a pung of 7, so I don't think they were going to use the dragon for the 5th hand down. They probably had a little potential there, but they would have had to break up that pung. All right, so here we go. Okay, we have pairs of nines. Pair nine, pair nines, pair nines. I'd probably keep the dragon since we have no flowers. Maybe we could do news concealed with nines, or maybe something with 369. So let's just start there. This is a little bit risky, 2-4, but it's the best we can do. Okay, we got a north. Here's a 6. We've got like numbers with 8s. No, we don't have any other dragons, so I would let that go. So those are clear discards. I think I would also let the 3s, I would focus on 9s. So let's let the 8 dot go with a 3 bam, and that way we're left with a 6 dot and an 8 bam for the next path. There's a 9. We have a 1, 3, 8 here. West. All right, we have 3 clear discards, but it's a little bit risky. We have northwest, pair, pair. We don't need pairs like that. We have 9s here. We really don't need that 9 dot either. If we're playing news concealed, we could let that west go and keep going and still keep the 9. All right, we keep getting 3, 6, 9 in here. Let's just take a look. We have 1 clear discard. We could do like numbers with 9s and news concealed under the winds. That's probably what I would focus on. So I would let the 3, 6, 9 go. Okay, so now these can go. Okay, now this changes things a little bit. 3, 6, 9. We have 1 clear discard. 3, 6, 9. There's really no hand that I would be drawn to here because it's just not gelling with the choices that we have. We have a joker. I wouldn't consider a pair hand. We have a pair of 3 bams, pair 9 bam. I think what I would do here, I would probably pass fully and use the 3 bam as joker bait. Pass fully. Let one of the 9s go. Focus on news concealed with 9s. We got the 9. Okay, let's just tuck these in and see what this looks like here. So we do have a lot of 3, 6, 9. It's still not gelling, but we could still maybe do news concealed wind hand. We don't need to. Pure pung. So that's a red flag, that an exposure this early in the game. That would be a red flag. So we're going to keep an eye on them. They, by the way, they exposed a pung of dragons and they discarded a west. So they are, my guess is they were hoarding winds and dragons, but opted maybe for all dragons, or maybe like numbers of some kind with dragons. Oh, we got a keeper. Okay, now let's let the 3 crack go. So I'm thinking the 3 bam will be joker bait. Hi, Rob. First time watching. Thanks for your insight. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, so let's ignore that. We're playing like numbers with 9s and news concealed. So we need pung north, east, west singles, pung south, and then pungs of 9s. And this is concealed, so we have to draw. Oh, goodness. We have a pung of 3s. Pung of 3s is not helpful right now with what we have, unless we switch to a quint. We could switch to a quint. 3 bam, 9 crack, north. Let's just see what happens.
3 dot. 1 dot.
We don't have to make a choice until, okay, that can go. That's 9 dot. That we gave up in the Charleston. Okay, so they're playing like numbers with fours or the first year hand. Hi, Marion. Welcome. Thanks for joining us and for chiming in the chat. Okay, we're not taking that, of course. No, we don't need that. I would not play the quint unless we get another keeper in that favor. So second quint, maybe. That looks like it could be helpful, 3, 6, 9, but in this case, it's not. Just because of the way the tiles that we have no flowers. So that looks interesting, but it's really not useful. All right, here's where we need to make a choice. We could Kong and force a quint, or we could play news concealed. I would probably play news concealed. It's the more conservative way to go. Let's see here. I don't see 9 bams out. There are 2 jokers up for grabs. We would have to use our only joker. I would let it go. We need that east. Oh, joker. I thought we could exchange, but no. Okay, now that's the second 4 crack. They're probably playing a year hand. We need east. We don't need that. Uh-oh. Okay, now that is the 1, 2. That's the second east out. We need a single there. So we may need to play the quint. We may need to switch. Okay, that's already out. We're going into the end game and after this next pick. If we're concealed, we can't take that. Well, look, we got the 9 bam. Okay, I would stick with the concealed hand here. And we're vulnerable because we need that east. So it was a good choice to stay concealed. Let's let the 3 bam go. Nobody wanted it. This 1 crack will go next because it's not out yet. This will be an interesting discard because Joe Curtis, I think, is playing a year hand. 2-0, probably in cracks. 2 crack, Pung, White Dragon, 2 bam Kong. They may take this for a Kong for the first year hand. If they don't, then I would say that confirms that they're playing like numbers with 4s. But like numbers with 4s and dragons, the red dragons and the green dragons are out. So I am not going to be surprised if they take this for a Kong. Well, then they're hurting. They're going to be hurting. And they didn't take the green either. Okay, we badly need that east. Oh, shucks. So like numbers with news and 1s. The 1s were not out yet, and we are still in the, I believe we were still in the middle game. Here they did need the 2, but they didn't take it. They couldn't because the 4s were exposed with jokers. All right, play again. All right, now we have red dragon with a 1-dot pair, multiples. That's the name of the game for American Mah Jongg. Target multiples, 1 dragon. With a 1 dragon, we could maybe do like numbers. We could maybe play little odds. There's that little odd offsuit dragon hand, second hand from the bottom on the left. Let's just start there. Here's a 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. We have the 1s, like numbers with 1s. We do have 2 9s. Let's just start here. 1 of each suit. Okay, here's another dragon and another 2. We have a west but no other wind, so I would let it go. All right, now we've got 3 clear discards, but I don't think I would pass a 6-9 right now. That's a little risky. I think I would let something go. We do have a hand in here with no gaps. 1, 2 dot, 1, 2 bam, 3 crack pair. Pung, 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 1, 2, 2 waves, pair 3. Let's let the 5 dot go. Okay, now we have a 3 dot. We did get the 5 dot, but this is going to a different player. We could still maybe do like numbers with 1s and dragons. Okay, there's a 1 bam pair now, 2 crack. We have 1 clear discard. Look at the 1, 2, 3 we have. We might be able to play that pair hand. Or we could do 1, 2 dot, 1, 2 bam, 3 crack pair. Let's pass the 3 dot. No keepers. I would break up the dragon. Okay, so at this point I would hold the wind. Or maybe like numbers with news. Here's a 1, 2. Okay, let's see. I would break up that north now because we have no other winds, and I would want to try to get more keepers with these 1, 2, 3 tiles. No keepers. We have 4 discards. We have a hand with no gaps. 1, 2 dot, 1, 2 bam, 3 crack pair. Of course, we need more. We need to build. All right, let's let the north go. We could also play like numbers with 1s and flowers. There's a Kong, pure Kong of flowers. That's craziness. How do these robots get all these flowers? That's what I want to know. That's crazy. So now we're at a disadvantage. I would probably play 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 concealed. Okay, there's Joker B. 8 dot went down. Nobody wanted it, so it's not. It has no power. Okay. Well, let's see here. We have, I would be tempted to play that pair hand. 1, 1, 2 pair hand. 1, 1, 2 in dots. 1, 2, 3 in cracks. 1, 2, 3 in bams. 1 crack pair. If we can get a 3 bam, there are 2 3 bams out. A 2. All right, we have 1, 2, 3 in cracks. 1, 2 in dots and bams. Oh boy. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pong, pong, kong, kong. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we don't get a 3 bam, that could be helpful. I think what I would do here is, we could still maybe do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 crack. Let's let the 4 go. We could still do the concealed consecutive hand. Joker. Oh my goodness. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We have a joker. I would not play the pair hand. Oh my goodness. 1, 2. Let's let the 2 crack go. Oh boy. That's what we needed for the pair hand. Yay. That's a keeper. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Kong with 2 jokers. That's a red flag. I'm thinking they're playing like numbers with 7s. Now they could be playing addition. They could be playing multiplication under odds. I don't think they're playing like numbers actually because there's a Kong of 7s on our right. So I'm thinking addition or odds. Too bad nobody wanted the 1. And then we got the keeper. We got a keeper. Okay, this is looking better. Okay, east and west with Kongs to the right. Oh, we got the 3 bam. It's too late now. That we're playing concealed. Joker. Dang it. East and west with Kongs. They are playing multiplication on the left. 7, 5, 3, 5. They were ready to win on a 5 bam. We got close, 1 away. East and west with Kongs, and then was the winner, and then a 2, 4, 6, 8 hand. They were 4 away. They had a ways to go. All right, let's play again. One more. We're going to play one more game, and we have a pair of dragons. So that is where I would start. What can we do with the pair of dragons? We could do like numbers with 2s, or maybe something with a run. Second hand down under consecutive run. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5 dragon. Here's like numbers. I would not pass 2 wins, so something has to go. Let's let the 2 crack go. Okay, we can do, this is a little risky. Okay, let's see. Let's let this 6 with a 2 go here. Okay, now we have an east pair. 9, 5. I would let it go. Looks good, but not helpful. Okay, we can keep going. Let's do east 9 with a 4. No keepers. Let's do 2 with a 7. 2, 7. We got a keeper, finally. Goodness. Okay, we do have a flower and a 7, 5, 2 for addition, which I personally don't like. Just saying. Okay, and we have tiles we can pass fully here. No keepers. So we have a couple of hands we could do. We could do 1 through 5, first hand under consecutive run. We could do 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3 even, third hand down in 1 suit. Got a flower right there. Oh, we could do the second hand down 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5 with the dragon. We could also maybe do addition. Let's see where this one goes. A lot of big numbers going down. There's another potential keeper. Anybody playing 369 is in trouble. Let's see, would this be helpful at all? No. We have a pair of twos. Can't use a 2 with a 9. We're not ready for that. Joker exchange. Yes. We'll take that. We'll partake. We'll buy. Thank you.
Joker 3 5. 2
So now I would let that 7 go. We could maybe do a year hand. Let's see. Nah, it's kind of a long shot. We have no other suit at the moment.
7.
I'm thinking the corresponding dragon consecutive hand, that would be the 5th hand down. Now here we have to make a choice. We'd have to Kong here to leverage that and play either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5. Either way, we have one pair of 2, which is good. So in this case, I'd call Kong since we have a hand with no gaps. And I'd probably let that flower go next. We're playing the 5th hand down under consecutive run. That would be a pung, and we're not ready. Not ready. Agata got a north. Joker. We got a keeper. All right, we need more. I would call. That would be a pung either way. Oh, shoot. North and south with Kongs. I think we could do a speed round. Are you up for a speed round? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to do a speed round. We have 12 minutes. We're going to go fast if we do it. Does anybody have any questions about playing the game? Strategy, any strategy questions? All right, we'll do a speed round. Okay, so jokers, east, south, dragon, 4-band pair, 9-band pair. We have more with little numbers than big numbers, so I'd break that up. And let's see here. We have 4s. 4s with east and south. Only one dragon. I'd let it go. There's a east and a south. 1 can go, 9 can go. We have 4s. 4, 5, south. Let's let the 6 go. Okay, so now we have 2, 4, 6, 8. 5 can go. Well, wait a minute. No, hold. Let's let the east go. We have 2, 4, 4. We've got like numbers with 4s. We can maybe do 4s with news concealed, or we can do maybe consecutive run 4, 5. Okay, let's let the 2, 6 go here. There's a north. And we have, yes, we can keep going. I would go ahead and focus on news concealed. There's a west. And in this case, I would pass like numbers. I very rarely pass like numbers, but here We have a hand with no gaps, so I would do it. And I would even pass risky here. We got a keeper, and I would pass 2.
8.
Okay, we have 2 discards and a hand with no gaps. That was a really good result.
6.
Use concealed with 4s.
1 dot.
2 discards. We're concealed. I was just going to say we're going to ignore that. But we could switch to north and south with 4-5. We're actually set on that hand. There's a joker, though. We could go concealed for a higher point hand. That's an extra tile. If we get a wind, let's see here. No. I was thinking we could switch to the 4th hand down and call, but no. I would rather wait and maybe play the 1st hand and pung and Kong, or play the concealed hand. We're 1 away from ready. Speed round. Joker for grabs on the left. No, we're not ready. We have an extra west. We're at the midpoint. Joker. We're concealed. There's a joker exchange opportunity, and I would take it and switch to all news. I'm going to take it and switch. Now we're playing all news, 1st hand. Okay, now it's a matter of do we Kong or pung? Since there's a south out and a north out, we're going to pung. So now we're playing an exposable hand and we're 1 away. So it was a temporary sacrifice for the same result. So we're going to Kong. Now we're ready on a double weight, east or south. And of course, everybody knows what we need, but we're ready in the middle game. Mahjong. We had it. You could do another speed round if you want. 1 more. Should we squeeze in 1 more? It would be another super quick one. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to do another speed round. We have 7 minutes. I never mentioned joker. 6 minutes. You never mentioned joker? All right, we'll do another speed round here. Okay, flowers with a north. We do have 369 in here too. 369. Let's do 1 7 dragon. Okay, so here's another 6 1 8 with a 4 here. 369 in 1 suit looks pretty good. The 369 hands use opposite dragons. Here's a 7 though now. 3 4 4 6 7 4 8 can go. 3 6 9 4 6 7. Let's let the 4 go. Sometimes you need a pair and a joker isn't possible, but when it is, you bring it up. Sometimes you need a pair and a joker isn't possible, but when it is, I would bring it up. Okay. Let's see here. We want to keep going. No wins came through, which is kind of a red flag. That means people are playing wins. Let's let the 7 go. We got the 4 back. We got a keeper, a south. Yeah, that's not helpful. I think 3 6 9 in 1 suit looks pretty good to me. No gaps. No gaps there. I would pass fully. Okay, so we have 3 discards with joker bait. Okay, let's let the 7 dot go. I don't think that's going to be helpful, but so we're playing the third hand down under 369. Maybe. Look at that. Kong with 2 jokers in the begin game. We have 2 flowers, and we could switch to something. And I think oh shoot, somebody got it before us. Dang it. Oh man. There's a north. Pung. Oh man. I would have taken that probably. All right. These robots. Let's see. Another joker. Look at these jokers. 3, 9, 7 can go. We might be able to do something in here. Okay, so look at all those jokers. For goodness sake. Northeast. 3, 6, 9, clearly we have. 3, 6, 9 of some kind. 9 bam. Second hand down. We're playing a gap hand probably. All right, let's make a choice here. 3, 6 and cracks. We could wait on this. There's 9 dots out. Kong of flowers with a Kong of dragons. The only thing they could be doing, one of two, second hand down under wins, second hand down under the year. The player on our left is doing odds with dragons, second hand from the bottom on the left. That 9 crack is a goner. Okay, 2 crack, we don't want to hold year tiles. So if they're playing a year hand, they're going to have a hard time. 2 dots in a Kong, and then 2 bams are out and 2 cracks are out. If they're playing a year hand, that's going to be tough. And if they're playing the dragon hand, that's also going to be tough because there's a Kong of dragons on the left and a red dragon out. Okay, here, 3s. They're going to be using 3 dots. How many 6s are out? 6 dots? I don't see any. The player to our left is doing 1, 3 dot, 3, 5 crack. Okay, that's the second. Oh, first 3 dot. Six dots going down. I think I would do 3, 6, 9 in one suit. Oh, dang it. Stinker. Oh, they're doing 4, 5, 6, 7 offsuit dragon. Second hand down. I thought they were doing little odds. Across from us, they're doing a quint with 1 joker. That's risky. And to our right, year hand, second hand down, ready to win on a 2 crack. All right, that's going to do it for this live stream. We ended at the top of the hour. So that worked out well. If you've not tried playing at I Love Mahj and you'd like to give it a try, I am an affiliate partner there, and I would get a small commission if you decide to do a subscription after a trial. But if you use MAHJLIFE in the promo code, you can get an extra week for free. It is a great platform with a wonderful exercise room that has lots of skill builders in it that can help you with your game. And every other week we focus on basic skills and strategies, and we play it I Love Mahj every other week. So next week we're going to be playing with more advanced topic, and then we'll alternate. If you want to know more about the schedule, look for a link in the video description below for the skills and strategies matrix, and you can see what's coming up in that schedule. Thank you so much for being here. Moderators, thank you so much for helping monitor the chat. You did a great job. I appreciate everyone being here. To those new here, thank you so much for joining us and for jumping in on the live stream chat. You started with the beginner videos and you're slowly picking up the game. Excellent, and welcome to the game. Welcome. We'll be back again tomorrow for the Obsessed tier channel member live stream. Wednesday, members only. Thursday, Beat the Pro. If you're up for it, look for a link in the video description below to register for Beat the Pro. If you want to know more about that, that link will give you everything you need to know. And then we'll be back again also on Friday for Simply Social. Let's Play live stream beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You're welcome, Carol. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you again tomorrow, maybe. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.